Hey, this is Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys, and I love the Grandstanders! Take it away, kid!
Hello, welcome to another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's the barber to the stars, Hollywood Pete McGilvery. Well, we have another great show for you tonight, so boys, let's get it started. First of all, I want to thank our sponsor, Dante's Restaurant,
Once
at
again.
415
Yeah.
Harvard Street.
That is very nicely.
What a great kid.
Oh, great kid. David is a great kid. Make sure to go over there and say hello to David and his father, Dante. It's wonderful pizza. It's wonderful everything Italian.
Good entrees, too.
It's the best damn pizza in Brookline. That's for sure.
Big move.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm making the move. So 415 Harvard Street. And remember, tell David that the Grandstanders sent you and he'll give you extra napkins. There you go. All right, not that you would need them. But all right, so let's get started with the Celtics, and because it's all about trade rumors now, all of a sudden it gets kind of sad when the trades actually happen, right?
How about the fact that it's July, middle of July, we're talking about the Celtics as a lead?
I know
More than we talked about them during the regular season, more than we talked about them during the playoffs.
More
July
than-
4th at the barbecue, that's all anyone was talking was Celtics.
I know you're right. Are the trade rumors more
Well,
exciting
no,
than
I
the
was
games?
still talking about Tom Brady.
But are the trade rumors more exciting than the
Yeah,
games?
they were great.
So what really happened was this week a trade happened. Avery Bradley gone for Marcus Morris. I think it's a kind of a trade where we had to, obviously we had to make the trade to get under the cap to acquire Hayward. But it's sad to see Avery go.
It's a tough one to see Avery go. I mean, he wasn't Mr. Celtic, but you know what? He was a fan favorite, and he did his job, and he did it well, you know?
And
He improved every year. That's what I like to see in a guy. But I guess of the three, he was the one I wanted to keep the most, but I guess not.
That's life in the NBA now.
and he probably had
And
the
that's
most
the one
value.
everyone else wanted, too.
Right.
Yeah.
But we like, in Boston sports fans, we have a great tradition. We like to see these young players end up trending higher, better and better each year. And he's the kind of guy that we saw develop, right? So, but we wish him luck. Again, of course, when he's playing the Celtics, we don't. But he was a nice player. He's going to get paid. When J.J. Redick, who's about 500 years old, just got a contract for 1 year.
And plays 2 minutes a game.
1 year for $23 million.
From who?
I don't know. I forget the team, but I had to ask. Max told me that. And I said, no, come on. It has to be for like 4 years, right? He goes, no. 1 year, 23. So Avery's going to be
drawing a
happy.
blank right now, yeah.
Yeah, but Avery's going to be happy with that. If stiffs like that are getting $23 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we picked up this guy Morris, who hopefully, I don't know if you know, him and his brother. Remember, his brother plays for the Wizards and gave us a lot of trouble in the
He's
playoffs.
a little better, isn't he?
Yeah, his brothers. Yeah, I would say his brother's a touch better, right?
But they both used to play for Phoenix, so.
Yeah, they're twins.
Yeah.
But both of the twins could be spending some time in the big house because they beat the crap out of some guy. I mean, it was like a setup job.
Yeah.
Right. They were
Them and
waiting
their
for this
buddies
guy.
whacked them out.
Yeah, so hopefully that maybe he can just be on some kind of furlough program where or maybe he has something attached to
Work
his
release.
ankle. Yeah.
Danny can work something.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He's in Boston now, so we do work things out now. There.
Well,
Okay.
we worked it out with the Phoenix Police Department with the Patriots and the guy there.
Oh yeah, Floyd.
Those bracelets are lightweight now.
Yeah, right.
They won't
exactly.
inhibit you at all.
No, they don't. You would know.
I'm told.
Yeah, right. All right, so, those old 70s shows like The Cannon and Mannix.
No.
Remember those? You know, Starsky and Hutch, right?
Hawaii 5-0?
Yeah, right. McCloud.
We could do
James
this all
Garner.
day.
What was
right?
James Garner?
Well, no, there's a new series starting. It's called Bane.
Ironsides?
Bane.
Aaron
No, Bane.
Bane.
Aaron Bane, right? Doesn't that sound like the name that you would have as a cop? This guy, he looks tough. He looks like Gortat, right? But he looks very scary and perfect pickup for the Celtics, adding toughness to a team that definitely could use some.
You know, my feeling, I'm not a huge basketball guy, but I watch the games, and to have no presence under the basket drove me bananas. They were retreating while the ball was in the air. I know you got to do what you got to do because of the players you have, but I'm thrilled to get a guy that will actually go in there and fight for a basketball.
Yeah, because we were letting stiffs like Lopez in the Bulls series, and the Bulls would have won that series because of Lopez and Rondo. We were letting a stiff like him just push everybody around. And now that you got Morris, and now that you have Bane, that all stops.
Yeah.
Is Morris tough under there?
Yeah, I think.
He's more a wing.
Someone told me, a friend of mine told me the brother's a little tougher under there, but
Yeah, but he's a bigger body, and he's not Kelly.
He's big.
He's not.
well, you throw him in there with the other Marcus Smart, and they're not going to get pushed around too much around the.
Yeah,
Well,
right, great point,
basically, he's gonna. Morris is gonna be an upgrade for Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah.
He gives you everything that Kelly
was a
gives
tough
you,
guy.
plus a little more, a little rebound and a little under the rim presence.
We're not looking to be the Broad Street bullies or anything, but you'd
No.
like to see a little more presence under the net. So
Yeah, because we had soft guys like Amir Johnson, Jerebko, Kelly Olynyk. They didn't want to get dirty at all. And poor Marcus Smart had to do everything.
Yeah. And you got a guy down there that can bat the ball around a little bit near there. And now your short jumpers like Haywood, automatic shot.
Yeah, and the number one problem in the playoffs and in the regular season was one word: rebounding. This was when you have to have the guards be dependent on them rebounding, and guys like Avery Bradley would lead the team in most games, right?
Yep.
Now all of a sudden you have guys who know when the ball's put up, it's time to go get it.
Well, as a matter of fact, Avery Bradley averaged 2 rebounds a game more than Marcus Morris.
I know. I know. Yeah, but he also played a lot more minutes, Joe.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
What we're getting at, though, is that the Celtics could be fun again, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. And tough, right? Because this is all about, right, how we will fare in the playoffs, right? You look at a team, we went as far as the Eastern Conference Finals. We got a lot of information on our team, right? And what we needed.
What was glaring?
Yeah, and we've got the guys, right? Not the stars. Obviously, we got a star in Hayward, but we got the other guys, right? That can help us out.
Brad Stevens can get you through the regular season.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Now it's all about what Danny can do with matchups in the
Well,
in the
everybody
playoffs.
plays defense in the playoffs, right?
Right. So Isaiah Thomas, said that you need to back up the Brinks truck, right? Which, fine. I like Isaiah. We know he's going to get paid the max or super max, whatever he's supposed to get.
No super max.
But he's going to get the max, whatever he can. Okay, so will the Celtics give Isaiah what he wants, or will he be trade bait? Because it's going to be one or the other.
I think they're going to pay him, but I don't think he will get the max, though, either. He'll get a lot of money, but he's not going to get the max.
Oh,
they're
wow.
Gonna,
Yeah, but if you don't give him the max, do you risk having an unhappy Isaiah? And do you want an unhappy Isaiah?
Maybe they strike a happy medium. Like getting $28 million saves them a few bucks and maybe keeps him happy too, but it's just not a max.
Joe,
Will he get more length of contract?
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know how
no, if
all
you
this
gave him
shit
the
works.
max, I think he would have bird rights by the time he finishes next season. And they could give him the extra year, but still, I don't think that's the issue.
Look, but it's a concern. We saw with guys like Cam Neely. When you have a hip injury, that's a serious thing. And we'll see how he develops moving forward, because if that lingers into the season, that's a career ender, right?
Well,
Well,
plus they
he's a
got
guy-
the whole year.
He did it on his own. I mean, he was a max guy last year. Would you agree?
Oh,
with that?
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
now you give him a couple extra pieces, that could take a little of that pressure off of him.
Right, because you can't double and triple team Isaiah
Yeah.
Thomas anymore, right?
And they just took him out of the playoffs, just took him out of the game.
Yeah, and Hayward's the kind of guy that everybody's going to like because he's a shooter, he's a rebounder, he's a passer, he's a poor man's Larry Bird, right? And we like guys like that. All right, so I don't know. Have you been watching the summer league games?
Can't mention anybody in the same breath as
I
Larry.
know, no, that's true. All right, I know, but I said poor man's.
And Jason Tatum is already the poor man's Paul Pierce.
No, Jason Tatum is the poor man's Paul Pierce. Have you been watching?
Everyone's got, a mention to a Celtic extinct now, but
Yeah, and the people who paid this summer league stuff, let's be. Summer league used to be in little gyms, right?
Yeah,
you're playing against
Marshfield or something.
Right.
developmental league guys and guys that are going to be overseas, next week.
Yeah, but now they had it in Vegas, and for when Ball was there, Lonzo Ball,
15,000.
yeah, they banged it out, and tickets were going as high as $300 to see a summer league game.
Wow.
Well, you used to live in L.A. You know it's a quick trip up to Vegas.
Yeah, right. And look, it's $300 you would have blown in the blackjack table anyways, right?
Yeah, half of those tickets are comps.
Comps and stuff. But it just shows you that the NBA with
They're making a little comeback, aren't they?
yeah, we talked about that finals, and that was like a video game. That was pretty extraordinary to
They
watch.
needed it bad. The NBA was starting to go by the way of horse racing,
Yeah, well, I think Adam Silver was proving to be a very weak commissioner, right? And that whole stuff with the star players not playing at the end of season
Yeah.
games and stuff like that, and then LeBron.
The teams were pushing him around a little too much.
Yeah, and LeBron dictating not only about the Cavaliers, seemed to be dictating the whole league or whatever he had to say. He needed to bring stuff back in, and that finals brought everybody back. That was exciting, fun stuff, and that's why we watch sports.
Well, it was a series of all-star games that meant something.
You're right. Yeah, great
And that's
point.
exactly what it was. You know? Every game was an all-star game that meant something.
Because we like to talk about the Baines and the Morrises of the world, and they're fun, and the James Posies. But look, we like to watch stars, right? That's what people come to see.
We want to watch
see the
Steph
best-
Curry and
see the best
Kevin
player.
Durant.
Yeah. And that's why when you talk about trades, it's always these big trades. Who's the best player who went to what team generally wins this deal, right?
But getting back to your Vegas thing, look at all of a sudden they're a hotbed of sports. They've got an NHL franchise. They're getting an NFL franchise. And now the NBA Summer League's going to be located
Joe,
there.
it makes sense,
More
right?
things to gamble on.
Yeah, right. Well, their biggest concern was that they didn't want to mix gambling with sports. But let's be honest.
The players fooling around with these guys. None of these guys can even go in the casino.
Yeah, right. But look, when you have Bob Kraft own the DraftKings, as part ownership of the DraftKings, we're all of a sudden, everything's going.
If you don't mix gambling with sports, you have no NFL.
Absolutely, that's right.
I mean, it's a pastime.
They
it's
go
as big
hand
a
in hand.
pastime as the games.
Yeah, and that whole fantasy is just gambling for
It's all it
10-year-olds. Yeah. All right, so first of all, I just want to talk about this whole Lonzo Ball hype stuff. Have you watched him play at all?
I won't.
Yeah.
I watched him play the other night. You had to.
He's all hype. I mean, obviously his father is just the most annoying person.
Yeah,
in
but
the
he
planet.
got him drafted pretty high.
He did. You got to hand it to the father because that guy is not the second
And he
best
took
player.
a lot of orders on those $600 shoes, too.
Yeah.
And you are going to see in the next 10, 20, you're going to see more fathers that are very, very involved with superstar athletes. And you're going to hear this story
Well,
over
they
and over
usually
again.
end up better. Like all the tennis stars, all the female tennis stars, they ended up getting rid of their fathers.
Well, their
And,
fathers ended up being banned from even
yeah.
going to see them play and stuff. But you got to hand it to that Richard Williams, the father of Venus and Serena. He knew when to back off.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, that's the greatest success.
He got him there, though.
Yeah.
Greatest success story in the history of sports. He had two girls coming from Compton who are ending up being one of the greatest tennis players of all time.
With huge, long careers, too. Look, they've been around forever.
Forever.
And dominant.
And nice girls, nice ladies, and I think very respectful. And I love to watch them. I think
And
they're
smart with lots of interests outside of tennis, too.
much more. Look, is the girls' tennis, ladies' tennis is much more interesting to watch than men's tennis.
I don't even know any men's tennis players.
Got better legs.
Yeah, right. Well, they got a lot of vowels in their name, and they're all from some kind of country I don't even know about. All right, so we got to go to the O-Town team, the Red Sox. All right. First of all, I know we're in first place, and it was the All-Star. Did you guys watch your home run hitting contest?
Yes.
A
Now, I
little
can't
bit.
wait to see where you're going to go with this now because they are in first place as a 3.5, Joe.
Yep.
So
Well, first of all, I was
Over the Aaron Judge-led Yankees.
No, I was
don't know
so.
what you're gonna kick here.
All
Next.
right, oh, I'm kicking. Oh, I'm kicking, baby. All right, first of all, I want to say.
Oh, he's got a laundry list.
I want to say how happy I was that the Yankees, Judge and Sanchez, went deep into the home run hitting contest. Because, boys, if you remember, Big
been
Papi
a jinx,
and
yeah.
Adrian Gonzalez, after they did that home run hitting contest,
They were spent.
they were done, right?
Yeah.
Second half, I think Adrian Gonzalez had maybe
He hit
one
two,
home run.
yeah.
And Big Papi too. So I was just waiting. Just do and go as far as you can. And they did. Judge ended up winning. But that was actually very exciting.
Don't you find that you can't not like that kid, Judge?
No.
Is it, I mean, the Yankees-Red Sox thing, it's over.
Well,
For
for
now.
right now.
No, Pete, it's the opposite.
Who do you hate?
What's that?
Who do you hate on the Yankees?
I'm
Not
gonna.
yet.
I don't know.
Sanchez, though, has got a reserves.
I'm gonna hate
Spot
the
for me.
next time there's a fight, and I got a feeling there's gonna be a fight
No,
this
but I mean,
weekend.
my point is this. I mean, here I am sitting and going, Jesus, Aaron Judge is a nice kid. You can't not like him. They're over there in New York saying, you know, that kid number 50 for the Red Sox, he's an
Oh, that
awfully
Mookie.
nice
Oh,
kid.
yeah, he's one of
Until they start beating the crap out of each other in some fight, right? That's what we
Yeah.
need. That's
Well, when Sale plunks a guy.
yeah, right. That's what we need.
My point is, it's not the same dynamic as we've been accustomed to. They're trying to promote the thing as being the Red Sox,
All it
Yankees.
takes is a pennant race between the two of them, and
Yeah.
it'll all come out again.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I'm telling you, the fights. Look, it all changed again in 2004 because we were just getting nailed by the Yankees in that season when A-Rod took it in the face from Veritek, and then all of a sudden we had it
Yeah.
right. And then the next thing you know, Zimmer's getting thrown around. And,
Yeah.
That's what we need, and maybe we'll get
We
that.
don't need Zimmer getting thrown around.
Oh no, God rest his soul. I mean,
Yeah.
can you imagine the dog tracks? They took a big hit when.
I was at that game and I said, "Oh my God!" We were up in and I said, "Oh my God, David Wells is in a fight with Pedro," and then because we couldn't see that it was Zimmer, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, right there, that's classic footage. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I'm very worried. I know historically that the team that is in first place at
the
the
break.
All-Star break generally wins the division. Okay, but I think that we're a paper tiger here. We have a lot of. This is a team that, as you say, built for the regular season, not built for the playoffs. Have a lot of holes offensively.
And I'm afraid, Chris, even when you get you need those starters, 1, 2, and hopefully a third guy. But even Chris Sale's going to be pretty tired. They're using him they're riding that horse right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Joe, it's not going to matter. He could give up 2 runs if we can't score any
Yeah.
runs. You got weakness in catcher with Christian Vasquez. Okay, don't tell me anything about how he's hitting 280. We know that he has no power.
It's only hitting 270.
Yeah, no power, right? 1 home run, and guys like him who hit singles are useless because in a team like this, you got to get 3 hits to get him in.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Red Sox are going to make a pretty good run though.
Do you really? I see you like Russ is not here this week, but Mitchie Moreland has come back to
Mitchie
earth
doubles.
big time, right? Mitchie hasn't been hitting anything.
You were loving that.
Yeah. No, I'm not loving it.
Yeah, you
Right?
are loving it.
No, but he's Brian Daubach. I told you he was Brian Daubach. You guys
He's not
wouldn't
that
listen.
slow.
You guys wouldn't listen. But in the last month, I can't remember him getting a hit.
Daubach was the worst. What's he got on first base? Took 4 doubles to get him in.
I know, but look, guys like Moreland found his baseball card, right? He hasn't played well, and you don't have great expectations for him in the second half.
Well, no, but
That was a
it's-
nice double
we're-
play he started the other night when they had men on second and third and the ball hit to him. Yeah.
I know, Joe, but when you're talking about your first baseman who bats cleanup and you're talking about
Yeah.
we're a nice defensive play, man, that's not good,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
That's not
Jamming with faint praise.
right.
You're going to see dips now this time of year, and Hanley is going to start hitting red hot.
Oh my God! Can we send him on the?
Haley, I can't stand him. He's a lazy bum.
He's given up, right? And when you see these up at bats, viewers,
Better than him on the base pass, for God's sakes.
but he has like a 3-pitch maximum that he's going to take, right? He's swinging at the first 3
He
pitches,
loses focus.
trying to get out of there. Whatever happens,
Yeah, there's
happens.
he has a history of checking out.
Right, and
But
he's-
I don't think he's checking out now.
Oh, so you feel like he's going to trend upwards in the second half?
I'm hoping
Maybe
he's
hit 250 in the second half, trend upwards.
Yeah, right. Well, what is going to create this new Hanley that we're going to see that we haven't seen all season? Is it going to be John Farrell up his butt?
No, it's going to be a fight with the Yankees.
Okay. He'll be in the hot dogs area right now. Not a chance. You think Hanley's going to do anything to get him hurt? No way. Not a chance.
When they ask him why he wasn't out on the field, my shoulders, I didn't want
He's
to.
getting some ice.
So it's come Monday. It looks like there's going to be a decision about one Pablo Sandoval, and when I'm hearing the rumors, they are very strong that this could be the end of Pablo
seems that way,
Sandoval
doesn't it?
era.
What else you gonna do with him?
And don't you feel like
They've already washed their hands of it now.
Yeah.
right? But then why don't they just do it?
I have no idea. The owner's probably dragging his feet. He spent a lot of money, and he was told to spend it. It was a good investment, and it's a real crappy
They're
investment.
just waiting
He'd like
for
to
a
get
busy
something out
sports
of it.
day.
Is this the worst signing in the history of the Boston sports scene?
Jeez.
Yeah, I can't think of anything worse.
I'm talking about all four teams. Can you think of anyone worse? Attitude, coming to play,
Yeah. Matt Young?
production, amount of money. Matt Young's contract was probably $3 million. I know what you mean, but Matt Young. But you know what I mean in
I'm
this.
talking about bad signings, though.
Yeah, Matt
as
Young
far
was
as you want to throw the money and everything, and I'm talking about performance.
Ken
Yeah.
the Game Day Sims,
Yeah,
number one
Sims.
overall pick in the draft, and
that
was
linebacker
for
that we got from the
yeah, well, he
Ravens.
was hurt though. That wasn't.
But all right, but look, at this level, $90 million, literally no production, and also what he's
Then
done.
they fought for him.
Right, and what he's done to affect other personnel moves.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is just not Pablo. You know?
Oh yeah, he spawned a number of bad decisions.
Yeah, I assume if Pablo had never been signed, that Travis Shaw would still be here.
Yeah.
Travis Shaw would still be here.
But yes, he's right.
And not the worst deal in the history of the
651.
Red Sox. And let me mention, if we hadn't signed Hanley and Pablo, one John Lester would still be here, right?
No.
Absolutely.
Remember, the owner didn't want to sign anyone over 30 at the time. Oh, by the way, did you see he didn't get out of the first inning the other day?
Oh, what are you going to trash John Lester now? Does that make you happy, Joe? Look, he's trashing John
He's just
Lester.
making a point.
Seriously?
He's
Really?
making a baseball
We-
point.
No, he's making a baseball
I
point.
struck a nerve there.
Oh, wait, he had one bad game, one inning? He's John Lester.
He does it every year, one bad game.
Okay, right, and you're all over him. Right. Oh, so
Val-
you'd rather have Hanley and Pablo instead of John Lester?
Nope.
And you don't think that if they hadn't
And
signed...
David
He's
Price. You
just
can have all
calling it
three.
like it is.
No, he's calling it like it is. John Lester is one of the top 5 Red Sox pitchers of all time. Name 4 others. Pedro, Roger Clemens.
Chris Sale.
We'll see. We'll see. All right.
Well, no, he's already there.
But can you imagine if
He's
you had...
already better than Lester.
Oh,
No, he's already better than Lester.
in his career, but not he hasn't contributed yet to the Red Sox in that
I
level.
think he's done enough.
He hasn't.
He's got to do postseason.
Right. Okay, but can you imagine with a starting rotation that would have your 1-2 guy, and I don't know who would be 1 or 2, John Lester or Chris Sale? Can you imagine?
David Price is better than John.
Seriously?
I don't like David.
Well, that's another one. They wouldn't have signed David
But he's better
Price
than
either,
John Lester.
probably.
No, they wouldn't have signed David Price, and you would have been happy with that, right?
Yeah, no,
but if you
Pablo,
were
no
swapping-
Canley,
If you were
and no
swapping
David
Price for John Lester, who are you going to take?
John Lester. Seriously, John Lester's a lot better.
I know you're making that up now.
No, I am not making that up. No, John Lester's a lot better pitcher.
I'll take his side on this one.
If
on
you had
David
to have
Price.
one game, if we were going to cut your 3 toes on your left foot off right now, and you had one game to pitch, and you had to have either Lester or Price, who would you take?
But you
I'd
couldn't.
have
No one
Sale
could.
in there.
No, you can't.
And no one was allowed to bunt to Lester.
No, but I'm saying that.
Oh, I see. He hates Lester.
No,
He
you're
hates
talking about-
Lester.
you're
Of
talking-
every weakness that Lester has that you have mentioned.
He can't throw to first.
Oh, for God's sake.
Can't throw to first.
We never had to deal with that situation when he was the Red Sox.
But Price can throw to first.
What's that?
Price can throw to first.
You mean the one time in the season that somebody bunts? What games do you watch? You watching old 60s highlights?
I understand your point about one game for all the marbles. I get that.
And who
whole
was?
scenario.
Answer the question.
No, but I'm getting there. But I'm talking about who's a better pitcher at that time to have on your team.
Oh my God! Then it's definitely John Lester. I mean, David Price he's a head case.
Even Clay Buchholz
No,
could throw
at
to first
that
base.
time-
Oh my God! He's just giving Clay Buchholz reference
I'm
over
not
John
hearing that.
Lester.
I'm not hearing that part.
Seriously,
threw
really?
over to first
Oh my
base
God!
how many times?
What's your blood sugar level? I check it.
No, but at the time, David Price was the premier pitcher in the league, right?
Yeah, right.
John Lester was expendable.
What? For who? Who, the Red Sox?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't expendable. They were just having a bad season, and they were trying to get pieces.
No, he was done.
What? Done?
No,
he
he was
was
coming
the
off-
star of one of the stars of the 2013 World
2013
Series.
World Series,
He
yeah.
got on the podium
So
after
was
we
J.D.
won.
Drew. What do you mean by that?
No, J.D. Drew. He wasn't even on the team in 2013.
He was a World Series hero.
John Lester had taken it to another level, and when he was in the podium when the Red Sox won the World Series, that was John Lester's team.
Lester and Lackey.
Are you trying to get John Lester on the show?
I'm
Is
not.
that what this is about?
I'm going to try to get John Lester. John Lester, I'm going to make a prediction now, and I don't even have my hat tonight. John Lester will finish his career with the Boston Red Sox.
Pitching coach.
And I'm not talking about like one
Pitching
day.
coach.
Sign a contract for the.
No.
Put the hat on.
No, he'll end up being reacquired by the Boston Red Sox. He's coming back to Boston.
Oh, I'm not buying that.
I don't think so.
Okay, all right, you just watch. Jeez, and I can't believe the hatred he has for
He's
John
just
Lester.
stating the facts, Scott.
All right, okay. You know how much I love Xander Bogaerts, almost as much as I love John Lester. Okay,
We're gonna find out now.
But I have, and we got to take care of Xander, right? But I'm seeing already fatigue, and last year you admit he was fatigued in August and September.
August and September, he wasn't even a player.
Wasn't the same player that he was.
Is he kind of a big shortstop?
Yeah, exactly. That's my point, Peter. My question to you guys is shortstop his position moving forward, or you're going to end up having to put him at third because shortstop is just taking too much of a toll out of him?
I think you have a good point there. I had never thought of it because he's such a steady guy there at the position.
But he's an average fielder. You would put him above?
Oh yeah,
average.
he's not a star in the
Yeah.
with the glove,
But he looks already exhausted.
but he makes the plays. He makes all the plays. That's the important thing.
But the question is do you see him as a third baseman? And now doesn't sound so bad, does it?
No, but because we have
Because they have a problem at third.
Right, they have a problem at third. I know we did this before, but they have Devers coming up now. But we can't move him to the outfield. I mean,
Devers really can't play third yet. He's an outfielder.
right. So look, if we had a shortstop prospect, or we could acquire a shortstop,
Which might be easier to acquire than everyone knows we're looking for a third baseman. Might be easier to find a guy at Double-A.
Or
that'll be here in 2 years when we can move Xander over.
Or fellas, the Tigers have had a subpar season, and they're probably going to be out of the playoffs.
And bring back.
Would you bring back Iglesias?
I didn't like seeing him go.
That was a deal that you had to make.
I know, I understand, but he was fun to watch.
He was fun to watch.
And he's learned to hit in Detroit.
Yeah, he's kind of this guy that he's like a plumber, right? He somehow.
If we're talking about down the road, by that time Brock Holt will be healthy.
Yeah, right. But wouldn't Iglesias look good at shortstop?
Yeah, boy, he would look good.
And then and
4 infield hits every game.
Yeah, he does. It's weird. He gets all these numbers and stuff, but he's a guy who can bunt and.
But he
That's
makes
really
it work.
interesting. Yeah.
And then he's dangerous on the base paths.
But he may not cost you that much. When you compare to if you're trying to acquire a high-end third baseman as opposed to Iglesias, it may not
And
cost you
Xander
much.
would be a high-end third baseman. Right there.
Right, and then all of a sudden you start to see the power numbers from Xander because I'm telling you, it's halfway through the season and he looks tapped out.
Yeah. Well, he's always a quiet guy, but gets especially quiet the second half of the year.
Yeah.
And we see those. He can put up some really bad up at bats. Yeah. He can hardly get the ball bat through the
He
zone.
tends to flail a little bit.
Yeah.
On the end of his swing.
All right, so look, I've enjoyed the whole Lynn Marrero revitalization of the third base position, but let's be honest, that's not going to last, boys, right?
Yeah.
So when do we pull the trigger and bring Rafael Devers up? I mean, he's got 18 home runs in Portland. That's pretty big.
Yeah, but I mean, they're in first place.
They are.
Like 3.5 games.
Right.
I mean, it may not be that way next week.
And the position isn't bleeding anymore.
Right.
So it's really about this series, and it's a 4-game series.
You don't want to fix
coming
it before
up.
it's broke, really.
So this 4-game series will really affect how Dombrowski moves forward as far as personnel.
And it's not a great pitching staff you're facing either. So maybe we have a shot at
Well, they were exposed a little with Tampa Bay, too, weren't they? I mean...
Offensively. We're offensively weak. We got a lot of positions that are offensively challenged, right? And when you get to the playoffs and you start facing top pitching, you're in trouble. So, they got to get this together offensively and learn how to score some runs because we're losing too many close, low-scoring games, right?
I guess it's Chili Davis.
Yeah, right. No, they wouldn't actually fire Chili Davis before John Farrell, right? Can Jason Varitek be a
He's ready at a moment.
He
Batting
can't be a
coach?
hitting coach. No.
Oh,
He couldn't hit.
He just wants him in the dugout ready to move over.
He only played that long because Lester loved him back then.
DiSarcino's,
yes, he did, and that's the reason he should
now
be
I
there.
think DiSarcino's next in line.
Oh my God! I heard his press conference. My God, he's sounding like he was from Methuen, even though he was from Billerica. That was tough to watch. All right, want to thank the boys. That went quick. Want to thank everyone behind the scenes, of course. Handsome Todd. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Wednesday night at 6:30 for another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. Oh, Scott Kerman, have a great and happy night. The elephants are in town.